let's get this thing rolling in terms of position group breakdowns. Whew. Start on defense this time, man.
Okay.
Linebackers, because they do run what we run, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So we can just go linebackers. When we go outside linebackers, inside linebackers. Always lump them all together. It's your call.
We'll go outside.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
glad
go
that you
outside.
showed a little love for us today.
Yeah. Well, Max banged up a little bit. I'm obviously taking TJ over him. Quinn's a good player. Highsmith coming into his own a little bit. I think we got the edge. I'm going with us.
I'm only going with us because of Khalil Mack being questionable. TJ Watt, 100% I take over Khalil. I'm not taking Alex Highsmith over Robert Quinn, though, man. Robert Quinn is a dog. I mean, that man's sitting at 5.5 right now at 32 years old, man. That dude get after it. And that's been his MO throughout his career, though. He is a pass rush specialist, even dating back to his time with the Rams, the St. Louis Rams. That's who they were. It was him and Chris Long. He's always been that guy. The way he rushes, his length, his just array of moves, he is a legit problem. He's the only person, if Khalil Mack isn't out there, he scares me in terms of we would highlight him. Yeah, having to block him. He's the one for me. But with Khalil Mack being questionable, to me, it just blows out the water because of the TJ Watt element of that. You know what I mean? Because now you're asking, now we got to compare Quinn to TJ. That's not a debate. If we're talking Khalil and TJ still is the guy, but Khalil is a lot more respectable. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I'm going with us clear right now, because no Khalil, or because he's questionable. If we knew more information, it'd be different. But right now, we don't have that info.
Well, and if Highsmith keeps up how he's been playing these last 2 weeks, too.
I'm with you. But his last 2 weeks compared to what Quinn has been doing all season.
I get the case for Quinn over Highsmith for sure. But then you're right. You add TJ versus Khalil. I think that's a decent enough margin, too. Yeah. Plus Max hurt.
Yeah.
I could just see Highsmith keeping it up, though.
I hope he does. Yeah. But the thing is, we talk about Alex keeping it up versus Quinn, who's already been doing it, not just throughout his career, but this season.
Yeah.
Like, it's not he has to build up, can he sustain? It's like, no, he's already done it. He's got the head start. So that's my only thing. One, I feel is more optimism, whereas one is we're actually witnessing the productivity. It's already there. No speculation, no hope or wish with it. You know what I mean?
Inside linebackers.
Yeah.
Alec Ogletree, Raquan Smith, Trevathan, he was hurt a little bit. I don't know if he's back 100%. Was he on the injury report?
Well, remember, they didn't have the injury report updated. It was just he wasn't listed as anything wrong with him on ESPN. Okay. So, yeah.
So those are their main two guys, though. Man.
Who's better than Roquan right now?
You're right.
Who's better than Ogletree right now? Do I got it? Oh.
Yeah, I'd take Bush and Schobert over him.
Which one?
Oh, Ogletree. Yeah, not Smith.
Okay.
So you could say as a combo. Ah, man. Yeah, you know what? Ah, damn it. Can I
you can't even say Bush. You got to throw Spillane in there because Bush isn't the full-time guy.
Can I predict our guys outperform them?
Okay.
I've done that in the past.
That's your caveat. That's how you gonna get around to it. Our guys, that's just like our matchup better.
Yeah, I think they have a really good game. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You're right. Roquan, we don't have a guy like him right now.
We don't have that right now.
We don't.
I mean, we like I said, our guy that was supposed to be that, he's splitting snaps with Spillane right now.
But I'm not really concerned about him for this game.
Okay.
Whether it's Frymouth, whether it's Najee, I don't know what type of matchup he's going to have. I feel like at the end of the day, when we look back, you put this one on record, Devin Bush and Joe Schobert have better games than Alec Ogletree and Roquan Smith.
Okay. Yeah, for me, man, I'm definitely going with the Bears inside linebackers. Roquan, Ogletree, not just pedigree, but productivity is there as well. And I like how they utilize those guys in terms of protecting Roquan, keeping him in the box and allowing Ogletree, who's a little bit more athletic, to do some of that coverage stuff. Not saying that he excels at it, but he does a good enough job with it. And when you pair that with their pass rush, it's the perfect storm for them, or it should be at least. So yeah.
Why can't I think I've always said inside linebackers on every one. Mm-hmm. I'm easier to
you're like locked into the Devin Bush.
I know. I think I've given a lot of Devin Bush.
And every week it's like the opportunistic, like, yo, I'm optimistic this is going to be the week. He's going to have it this week.
There's been other, like, cornerbacks I've clearly given to the other side. Like, there's different positions. I think I've really stuck on inside linebackers where that and receivers, I think. Receivers I've been sticking with. Quarterback. I think there's cases.
Yes. No, when you went to Green Bay and you still said Ben over Rodgers,
I stand by that take.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's never going to change his mind. So, yeah.
I stand by that take, though.
Not leaving out that stadium. I don't know how.
Dude, we're on to the next week. That's
I get on to the next week, but in that particular matchup, that was not won by your boy.
Yeah, he had a better game. But I could say that about...
We're talking about this matchup in that game, man. We ain't predicting going forward. We just talking about in that game.
I was taking my quarterback in that game. And it didn't play out that way, unfortunately, in that one.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say the same thing about the Raiders game and the Bengals game, but I'm sticking with my guy. That's who I'm taking in any matchup going forward. That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Hey, for our sake of a team, we need your boy to continue to just do what he's doing right now. All right, just do what you're doing.
I'm feeling good about
this.
Just
do what you're doing. Just do what you're doing. All right.
You want to go corners? Jump around, go backwards?
Let's do it.
I got us.
Oh yeah, cornerback. Yeah.
They didn't look bad, but like I said, they've given up some big plays in inopportune times. Jalen Johnson.
Was it Kendall Vildor?
I can't pronounce his name, but with how, dude, honestly, some people were ripping on the cornerbacks in the secondary from last week's game. I thought they played pretty good.
They played well enough. They did.
And I think they've been playing pretty decent over these past couple weeks. Outside of the Broncos game in that fourth quarter, that one left me with a bad taste in my mouth, but for the season, for the most part, Hayden, Sutton,
they've been fine.
Pierre's given up the bad touchdown to Jamar Chase and what was it, Cortland Sutton in the Broncos game.
Yeah.
But overall, I think our cornerbacks have been kind of underrated.
Yeah, they're getting the job done.
Yeah.
They're doing what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, see, this would be a lot harder for me if Artie Burns was actually like in the starting lineup. Then I'll be over here like, that's my other locker mate. Yeah, no, I can't go against the homie. But in this one, because he is not out there as a starter, in fact, he's not even on the, I think he might have got bumped up officially from the practice squad. So with that being said, I got to go with the home team here, man. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback room. Yeah, Joe Hayden, Cam Sutton. They don't have a Joe Hayden right now. You know what I mean? Like Joe, even though he's older, he's still,
I feel like he's been playing good this season.
I would agree with that. I definitely would. So for me, I just can't go against that right there, man.
Outside of, what was it, the Devontae Adams little juke? Was that or Jamar Chase?
That was it was Chase. Jamar Chase.
Outside of that,
it's Jamar Chase though.
I just thought it was funny.
It's Jamar Chase. Yeah, hey.
It's just the young guy on the old guy.
That's what he does.
That's all it was.
That's what he does, man.
But he's been playing great this year, I think. Safeties. Sean Gibson, Eddie Jackson.
I like the combo a lot.
Edmonds didn't let me down last week, and I'm always liking Minka. Yeah, Jackson's hurt, banged up a little bit.
Oh yeah, that for me, man. I'm going Steelers because number one, like you said, with Jackson being banged up, but also as much as I like those two, I told you for me, Minka is that X factor, that high end piece in.
A pick this week? We feeling it? One of these weeks?
I thought that was going to be last week and the week before and the week before that, right? It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. It's like finding love. You can't go searching for it. Just let it hit you in the face.
It still feels like without his picks, I still think he's having a pretty good year.
I would agree, man. I think his impact is still being felt in terms of what he does to take away certain routes and things like that. And I still like Edmonds a lot, man. We joked about it, right? We talked about, man, he almost got ran over, but the physicality is there. He's not shying away from anything. And even if you run him over, he's going to bring you down. So for me, man, I'm leaning us. I got to go us just because I just don't think Gibson and Jackson are to the point of Hoyer and Hyde. And that's the only tandem that I necessarily like more than us.
I think that's the only group you said thus far.
Yeah, it's literally the only group that I like more than what we currently have because it's hard. Like when you have a Minka, that's like when we talk about TJ Watt. That's why when we talk outside linebackers, it's hard if a team doesn't have a stud like a Khalil, right? If you don't have a Bosa or somebody like that, it's hard for me to pick their group against a guy like that who's top 3 at his position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just said top 3 to just keep it so everybody can be happy because I know, oh man, he should be number 1. He should be number 2. Just keep the peace. Okay. So yeah, I got to go with our group right here for the safeties, man.
I'm with you. Defensive line, last one on defense. I got to go with us. With how Cam Hayward's playing, I think this has been.
But this is actually closer though.
It is. This has been the case every time the defensive lines have been going up against each other in these in this segment.
But his game is totally different than what Cam's game is in terms of like the impact of those type. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Cam's on another level, and with how they played last week, with Loudermilk emerging a little bit. Bugs
man, you're right.
Good.
We got Loudermilk coming on the show tomorrow. So since Loudermilk's coming on the show, I definitely have to say our D line.
Your boy Wormley being that steady force.
Thank you for giving Wormley some love.
If we're actually being serious about Cam Hayward being in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, that definitely puts us over the edge.
Yeah. To me, I think it's that simple, right? Cam Hayward, but also like you said, Wormley. I say it every time. Steady Eddie, super consistent. He ain't gonna wow you, but he's always gonna make the play he's supposed to make. That's what he does, man.
Offense. Where do you want to start? QB?
Why not? This is a week for you right here, man. This is your week, right?
Every week is. Every week. Well,
no, I'm saying this is the week where everybody's not gonna look at you crazy. This is your week, man. Because it's every week for you, but you'll be like, yo, it's Brady. 400 yards passing, but he had 2 picks though. He ain't nicer than my guy.
2 picks.
And you like, bro,
has a good offensive line. It's like, bro, has great receivers.
Four tidy 40 yards. Like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Brady got lucky.
This is your week right here. This is your week. So, quarterbacks.
I'm just wondering if you're agreeing with me here. This is going to be interesting.
This is your week. Let's go.
This one's easy.
This is your week.
Every week's been easy, though, for me. I'm taking 7 going in every stadium we're going into. 7 over Fields.
I like it, bro.
I don't even know what else I got to say. I mean, I think he's going to prove it on Monday night, too. We're going to be looking back. Like, anyone that disagrees with me in the I might make a video on this one. We'll see.
Anyone make a video on everyone. What are we talking about? You threw a game-winning drive on Ben in the Seahawks game. Come on, man. We know how you going to do.
He's leading the league in game-winning drives right now. He's got 3.
I know we be checking that stat. That's what it's evolved to. It used to be QBR, then it was passer rated, then it was passing yards, then it was percentages. Now it's just game with the drops.
No, you know what it is, dude? Honestly, everyone's just so hypercritical about Ben right now.
Hypercritical? Wow.
I'm looking at wins, getting the job done, and moving on to next week. That's how I'm focused right now. And getting these dubs and making the playoffs and making the Super Bowl.
No, that's all. Because before the season, it was the MVP. If you haven't hopped on, like you're late. But you haven't really talked about that anymore. When you make your videos now, your videos are directed to like, well, Mahomes threw a pick. And it's like, I get it,
sometimes you gotta pivot.
It's a little different.
Sometimes you gotta pivot.
Brady, and it's like, your energy has shifted from hyping your guy to trying to like point fingers at other guys to make your guy feel better.
You gotta have different tactics in the tool bag. You gotta know when to pivot. That's all I gotta say.
I like it.
That's all I gotta say.
Hey, you hold fast and stay true. All right, you hold fast and you stay true.
Yeah. Monday night color rush jerseys. Yeah, Ben's gonna have a good game.
Oh, now Little Votto says, Deke, screenshot this. Fields is gonna look better than Ben. But Steelers stalking the W, or still getting the W. They will.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. We got the better quarterback in this matchup, and I already mentioned he's going to prove it on Monday night. At home, we mentioned the color rush jerseys, even though that wasn't a stat or a thought really in my mind. We could throw it in there.
Black Excellence says Fields got the upper hand on Ben right now. Whew.
I disagree with all this.
Oh, man.
How you leaning?
Oh man, I'm trying to see. Are they trying to sway me here in the chat? Like Jesus,
I'm not.
And not Jesus. I said Jesus.
I'm not getting swayed by any of these comments.
I'm just making sure, man. Just checking here, man.
I'm seeing Ben will throw for over 300.
All right.
That might happen. It depends on the game. We'll see. We'll see how we're going because I think we'll be able to run the ball too. I think it's going to be an all-around good game. Yeah, maybe.
Night Rider 16. Ben still has the advantage. Veteran will get it done. All right. Oh, man, I'm looking at the clock. Yes, sir. All right, so I got to get this thing rolling. I'm tripping. I was about to have too much fun, and I'm going to be hurting later today and tomorrow. All right, so for me, I'm leaning 7 because of the veteran experience, and he's not turning the ball over. I know we can put some caveats behind why, but either way, he hasn't been turning the ball over. So that's the part that I like the most. And it's also seeming like he has settled into this role and he's okay with this role in terms of not feeling like he has to be the reason. Like he has to throw it all the time. He has to be the reason why his team's successful. I think he's fine with Najee being able to play through Najee, being able to play through guys like Pat. I think that as long as he's settled into that and he's comfortable with that, I love him in this matchup because with Fields is a great athlete, and Fields has I love his arm as well. He can throw. He has great touch and accuracy, but he's still young, and seeing the field is not where it needs to be just yet. In terms of understanding patience in the pocket, understanding when to take off, he's still not there just yet. And that's part of the reason why he's had some of the sacks that he's had. Now, the O-line for them isn't good at all, but some of the stuff that you deal with a mobile quarterback is, yeah, they get antsy and then they'll sometimes run into a sack. You're like, bro, you could have just hit this easy throw right here and been fine.
I do that in Madden a lot. QB contains, you know.
It happens, bro. It happens. So for me, that's the biggest reason why I'm going with Ben. I just think that Ben is more mature at this stage in his career with his game, and he's not going to allow himself to get outside of that. Whereas I think with Fields, I wonder how long until he starts to feel even more like he has to be the reason, because the offense really doesn't move without him doing the spectacular, without him doing some of the off-schedule style stuff. And as much as we highlighted, Mahomes is a prime example. As much as we've highlighted him before, the more you do it, the harder it is. And that's why you see at times when Mahomes struggling this year, it's like you can only ad-lib but so much, man. Sometimes you got to get back to just the basics, the simple fundamentals. And with 7, it's looking like he's chill and good with the basics and the fundamentals as well. So as long as we keep it like that, we're good in this matchup. So I like us. But now I got to go to my favorite matchup. We're not going to make these guys wait too much longer because this is their week. This is their week. I've been waiting a couple of weeks for this. This is their week. You daggone right, we talking O-line. I like the Steelers O-line in this matchup, baby. I do.
I'm with you.
I like them 100%.
With how we've been playing and how I've seen the Bears play, I'm 100% with you.
I like them. Like I like them. All right? So definitely going with the Steelers.
And I like the matchup, too.
I do as well, especially knowing that, Khalil ain't going to be out there. Hey, no Khalil, sign me up. Let's get it.
Receivers? I go us,
yeah. Just because, they don't use their receivers like that. And you look at statistics as well. Deontay and Claypool, they on paper would be the leading receivers or the main guys if they were in Chicago. So yeah, I would definitely go with our receivers.
Running back, not even a question for me. Najee Harris.
I like Najee in this one.
Herbert's had a good little run, but Najee, he
hasn't been featured nowhere near the extent of Najee. Yeah.
Well, I think
Najee's on pace for 400 touches right now, bro.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. That's what we was doing to L Bell the last 2 years. 400 touches. Khalil has nowhere near that. He's not even close to a pace like that. So yeah.
I feel like Najee's on pace right now. If he's not top 10, he's on pace for top 10. If he's not already, he's also on pace to be like a top 5 or 6 running back in the league right now. That's the type of trajectory he's on this season, which I'm liking a lot. So that's why I got him over Khalil Herbert for the Bears. Tight ends. Oh, this is us. I'm going. Freiermuth and Gentry, dude. All I need is one game. Well, Freiermuth's been a couple games, but Gentry even, he might be a better version of Jesse James for us.
Stop it. I hope he does become that since he came on the show. I do hope he becomes that.
He looks a little more athletic.
I would agree with that, but he hasn't been as productive as Jesse.
I told you all I needed was one game because, that's the case right there. Jesse's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, and Jesse's been a good player
My main factor in the tight ends, though, is Freiermuth, but you just add Gentry to it.
Yeah. For me, I like the Bears tight ends. As much as I love what Pat's been doing, I like his trajectory. To me, I don't think the gap between him and Cole Kmet is astronomical. So if theirs is close, now I'm looking at the second tight ends and Jesse James versus Zach Gentry. I gotta go Jesse. I got to. I can't. I'm not about to. Yeah. As much as like I said, I like the fact Zach. I'm a Zach Gentry fan. I am. If I ever go to New Mexico, I'm calling him up. That's the guy. But right now, I'm not willing to crown. I would. I ain't gonna go there. I was about to say how Doki. He wrong. We're talking receiver, but as a whole, I'm going the Bears tight ends, man.
If Ebron's back, what's the verdict on this?
What you mean?
Playing time, him, Gentry, Freiermuth.
Well, the team, they're going to roll with Ebron. If Ebron's healthy, they're going to put Ebron out there. We know that. You know for a fact they're going to do that.
I don't like that.
They're going to definitely do that, man.
That's a terrible call. That is. I'm set
that,
on Freiermuth tight end 1, Gentry tight end 2. That's how it should be the rest of the season.
Ebron will be out there on that field for a fact. He's going to be out there, man.
What's the reasoning? Just money, his contract? Is
a little bit of all of it, yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Then you saw both those guys play last week.
But this isn't new. We've been talking about Ebron all season. It's like, well, why do you have him out there? Now, granted, he hasn't been dropping, but it hasn't been like crazy productivity from him to say, oh, yeah, well, he's worth having this guy out here.
Well, we didn't get to see Gentry in the passing game like we did last week for most of the season either. We got to see that. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Especially with the emergence of Freiermuth.
Mm-hmm.
Keep those two guys out there. Like Ebron, I don't even know. Maybe we should have traded him. Yeah. Seriously.
Like I said, I want my man Gentry to continue to ball. If he continues on, then it's a different conversation. But
unless we start using Ebron as wide receiver 3, like we have these basically 3 tight end sets with 2 receivers out there or something. Or no, it wouldn't be that way. You'd only have Freiermuth out there, Ebron like slotted out, unless you did no Najee, which I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's my only thing. I'm like Cole Kmet and Jesse James. That's productivity at least. And going off of just even the last game, right? We're talking a game. Even last game, if we're saying Jesse versus Gentry, Jesse had a tutty. Jesse had some catches. He had a nice catch. He had a couple catches. Now, we ain't going back to like preseason where he was they were scheming it up for Justin Fields, throwing with the bombs, because those were always a Jesse as well. If we're going that route, just I like the Gentry hype though. I'm a Gentry fan. I am. But I can't put him.
Mine's more on Freiermuth though. I think he's.
And I'm with you on that. I like Freiermuth a lot. I do. I just don't think that gap between him and Cole Kmet is what you think it is right now. And that's all.
Yeah, because I do think there is a gap. You think it's like, and I don't think there's a big gap between James and Gentry. So that's why I went with us.
With that being said, today's episode is brought to you by the good people over at DraftKings. The leaders in sports booking. Not only are they safe, but they are secure and Deke. Most importantly, they're reliable. We love reliability. We love that. And
you have to.
I mean, and not just that, we got action for you, for all those first time people out there. We got to have a promo code. Trina tells you all the time, right? Promo code. Use the promo code MOATS. If you use that promo code every single time, you will be fine. But for all the new users, when you use the promo code MOATS, you will get up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. It's an awesome concept. You put money in, they match it. Just make sure you use the promo code MOATS, but only on your first time. All right? But with that being said, man, major love to them. But more importantly, Deke, as we said before, some people have gambling problems.
Sure.
Some people struggle with their ability to say no or to say yes. And when you have that, this is what you need to look at. This disclaimer right here. I said, if you or you know somebody who has a gambling problem, crisis counselor, or referral services, you just call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-GAMBLER. That's what you call.